You put sugar in your coffee this morning. Completely normal, totally harmless. Except the spoonful of sugar you just stirred in has one of the darkest histories of anything you will ever consume. We're talking slavery, wars, genocide, addiction, corporate manipulation, all hidden inside that innocent little white crystal. So let's talk about it. Sugar has been around for thousands of years. It originated in New Guinea around 8000 BC, where people chewed raw sugarcane just to get that sweet hit. Relatable, honestly. Then it spread to India, then Persia, then the Arab world, and for most of human history, sugar was rarer than gold. Seriously, in medieval Europe, sugar was so expensive that kings kept it locked up like treasure. Doctors prescribed it like medicine. People literally showed off their rotten teeth as a status symbol because it meant they were rich enough to eat sugar. Let that sink in. Rotten teeth, status symbol, because sugar. Then came 1492. Columbus sailed the ocean blue and also brought sugarcane to the Caribbean. And that's where things got very dark very fast. See, growing sugarcane is brutally hard work. You have to plant it, cut it, crush it, boil it, all in extreme tropical heat. The Spanish and Portuguese colonizers looked at this problem and came up with a solution. A horrific one. They enslaved people. Between the 1500s and 1800s, over 12 million Africans were forcibly taken from their homes and shipped across the Atlantic, and a huge chunk of them, millions, went specifically to work on sugar plantations. The conditions were absolutely inhuman. Workers were forced to work 18-hour days during harvest season. The machinery was so dangerous that workers regularly lost fingers, hands, and arms to the crushing mills. And if they did, the standard procedure was to immediately cut off the limb so the worker could go back to work faster. Let me repeat that. Cut off the arm, back to work. The average life expectancy on a sugar plantation in the Caribbean was just 7 to 8 years after arrival. 7 to 8 years. And yet, the sugar kept coming because Europe wanted its sweetness, and nobody on the receiving end asked too many questions about where it came from. In Britain, sugar consumption went up 2,500% between 1650 and 1800. 2,500%. They were literally fueling one of the most brutal systems of human exploitation in history to sweeten their tea. Now here is where it gets even twisted. Sugar didn't just enslave people, it also colonized entire islands. The island of Barbados used to be covered in tropical forest. By 1700, it had been completely cleared and replaced with sugarcane as far as the eye could see. Haiti, which was once called the Pearl of the Antilles because of how beautiful it was so brutally stripped of its resources for sugar production that it has never fully recovered. To this day. Then slavery was abolished. Problem solved, right? Wrong. The sugar industry just found new slaves. They were called indentured laborers. Hundreds of thousands of people from India were shipped to the Caribbean and Pacific Islands under contracts that were basically slavery with extra paperwork. Same brutal conditions, different name. And then, in the 20th century, the sugar industry did something perhaps even more sinister. In the 1960s, scientists were beginning to find links between sugar and heart disease. The sugar industry panicked, so they did what any reasonable billion-dollar industry would do. They paid scientists to lie. The Sugar Research Foundation literally funded studies that shifted the blame for heart disease away from sugar and onto fat. This is not a conspiracy theory. Internal documents proved it in 2016. For decades, the entire world was told fat was the enemy. Low-fat everything. Fat-free this, fat-free that. Meanwhile, sugar was hiding in absolutely everything. Bread, pasta sauce, yogurt, baby food. Baby food. And while the world was avoiding fat, rates of obesity, diabetes, and heart disease kept climbing anyway, because it was the sugar all along. Today, the average American consumes 17 teaspoons of added sugar per day. The recommended amount is 6 for women and 9 for men. And sugar has been scientifically shown to activate the same reward pathways in the brain as cocaine. The same ones. So just to recap, sugar was built on the backs of enslaved people, destroyed entire islands, created a system of indentured labor, funded scientific fraud, hijacked the global food supply, and is literally as addictive as cocaine. But sure, put another spoonful in your coffee. It's fine. Everything is fine. If this made you question everything, subscribe. More of this every week.